Chase the Vanilla Gorilla Sherman faces Hurricane Ike Villanueva.
Making his very first walk to the UFC octagon is Houston's Ike Villanueva. Now, he told us this week he found out he was a part of the UFC roster on a Friday afternoon. He was finishing up his shift that he works as a CNC machinist, and his manager called him. He said when he found out he made it to the UFC, tears of joy just started flowing down his face. He also shared with us a few years ago his father passed away, but many of those lessons that his father taught him still remain true today, including your name is all you have, so make it a good one. And tonight, Hurricane Ike intends to do just that.
All right, Megan, thank you very much. Nothing quite like that first UFC walk, Paul. I know you remember it well, and the call came in for Ike Villanueva during quarantine, and certainly was happy to sign on the dotted line.
Yeah, man, you know, when we talked to him, I was like, a lot of times when guys
back the Vanilla Gorilla. All right, let's get to the tail of the tape for this heavyweight prelim opener between Sherman, who is 30, and Ike Villanueva, who is 6 years his senior. Sherman, the taller man by 3 inches. You see the gap in weight. Our limit here at heavyweight is 266 pounds. The Vanilla Gorilla will have a reach advantage of 5 inches. All right, now for the first time tonight, we say hello to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Bi-Star Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville, Florida for UFC Fight Night. Smith versus Teixeira. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a striker holding a professional record, 16 wins, 9 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 232 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, Hurricane Ike Villanueva. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 14 wins, 6 losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 253 pounds. Fighting out of Deauville, Mississippi, Chase the Vanilla Gorilla Sherman. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Michael Cardozo.
Michael Cardozo, our referee. The beautiful Brittany Palmer here all week in Jacksonville. Thank you, Britt. Getting ready for round 1 here between the heavyweights, Chase Sherman and Ike Villanueva. I think Buffer likes punching that Villanueva. Here is round 1. Hurricane Ike's in green, Chase Sherman center of the octagon in black. Sherman played offensive line, D2 college football at Delta State University back in the day. Bachelor's in sports coaching and exercise science, still works as a performance coach on the side.
Both of the guys look very comfortable. Ike doesn't seem to be rushing, which is something you run into sometimes when you get a guy making his UFC debut. Taking his time, trying to get used to the timing. That's the danger in a heavyweight fight, right? You can't just rush into your opponent because the consequences are dire. Oh, nice.
Nice leg kick.
That is a big part of the arsenal of Chase Sherman. See if he can chop down that lead leg of Ike Villanueva.
Yeah, one of his last 3. Oh, he checked the chin there, DC.
That was that left hook, man. Did you see that little sneaky left hook in there by Chase Sherman?
Did.
Real nice, and he kept his right hand up in the right place. Looking good right now.
Going low with that too. He's attacking the calf. He's got to be careful with that left hook counter. You see Ike looking for that. If he drops that right hand, he's going to try to counter over the top with that left hook.
Villanueva coached by,
nice
like
combo.
Ike landed a right hand. Yeah, to punctuate that combo. He trains under former UFC fighter Daniel Pineda in Houston, Texas. Has also trained with the Black Beast Derek Lewis in the past.
Ike's starting to find his range a little bit here.
Ike likes that counter left hook, man. Every time Chase starts to engage, he throws that counter left hook.
He's going to have to address that kick from Sherman, though. These are big boys to be eating solid leg kicks like that.
And he's got small legs, right? You can see the frame. He is a 205-pound guy, as Sherman is a big heavyweight.
Oh, nice counter right, but yeah, Sherman continuing to bust up that lead leg of Ike.
And you start to see big reactions from Ike when Chase lands those leg kicks.
See, that was nice. That was nice, DC. He threw that leg kick and knew that Ike was going to try to rush in.
Yep,
and he countered
threw
with
the counter left hook. Yep, that was beautiful by Sherman. Sherman looks good. And already some bruising on the leg of Villanueva.
UFC fans, feels good to be back. We have everything needed to work out from home, plus replica belts. And where is Fight Island? Shop UFCstore.com today. Two minutes now to go here, round 1. The Vanilla Gorilla Chase Sherman off to a pretty good start tonight.
And I think for Villanueva, to get him into a brawl, try to bait Chase more into a brawl, that's going to open things up for him, because right now Sherman doing a really good job landing his shots, looking for the body as well as the legs, mixing things up really nicely.
Well, and Sherman...
Left hand landed there.
Yeah, and then Villanueva went back to range, though, which is why he's struggling a little bit. He's a little bit far for Sherman. He's a shorter guy. When he closes the range, he needs to stay close, opposed to going back out the distance.
Look at that calf.
It's already beat up.
Yeah, it looks as though Villanueva's having a hard time already putting weight on that left foot. Got your stats back tonight, DC. 22-10 for Sherman thus far.
Yeah, man, I mean, where was that on the pay-per-view? I mean, this is UFC 249 and we don't have stats.
That's leather from Sherman, landed on Villanueva. 1 minute to go in the round.
I mean, he's got Villanueva on his heels the entire time, though. That is not good. When you're the smaller guy and you're going backwards the whole time, that is not good. Look at that. Oh, my goodness.
I'll tell you what, Villanueva's got a chin on him, DC.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, and a knee from Sherman now.
Nice stuff there from both these guys.
I mean, Chase Sherman left the UFC and got better.
Oh, I love that calf kick from Sherman. He's really, look at, I don't want to say, I feel like
it's hard for Villanueva to even get. It's hard for Villanueva to put any weight down on his left leg. And now Chase is beating it up from the inside.
Chase has got to be careful, though. He can't just tee off like that because Ike's still throwing leather back at him.
Look at the welt on the inside of Villanueva's leg now.
Oh, yeah, I see.
You see it?
Oh, man. I love this.
Honestly, and this is fun, right? But Sherman doesn't need this. Sherman doesn't need this, right? The fight at a good pace with him dictating control in his work.
Villanueva's got no flinch in him. Round 2 next.
Big breath before anything. Relax, breathe. Breathe, breathe. Breathe. Slow it down, buddy. Slow it down. Water. Breathe. All right, you let him control the cage, Big Ike, a little too much, buddy, okay? We're going to have to meet him in the middle.
All right, back live here, Paul Felder. Chase Sherman giving the replay guys a lot to work with there over those first 5.
He's looked fantastic in this opening round. He's mixing things up really well. He's keeping the fight at his range, John, where he wants to be on the outside, where he can land these big, powerful punches, and then he slides back, and he's been going to that calf and leg really well, and you can see the damage accumulating on Villanueva is now starting to really show.
And you see right there, DC, Chase has not discriminated, attacking all parts of that Villanueva frame.
Yeah, Villanueva's having a hard time putting any weight on his lead leg. And his lead leg looks nasty. It's all mangled.
He's still bouncing on it right now.
Until he takes one more of those kicks. And then at this point, whenever you've been kicked this much, it doesn't matter if you check, right?
Oh, nice knee up the middle.
So Chase Sherman using the hands to set up the knee, and Villanueva.
And we're talking 6 days notice, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to come in here and look as sharp as he is looking right now, that's fantastic.
Here's a big story in this deal, right? Villanueva came out in the beginning of this round, and he made it a point to be more aggressive, right? And then Sherman hurt him.
Nice job. That left right hand appeared to gag.
He's hurt bad.
And you see,
down goes Villanueva. Chase Sherman back in a big way tonight. So Chase Sherman, DC, I mean, that's how you maximize a showcase tonight. Certainly some pressure on him coming in here, wanting to begin this second stint in a big way, and mission accomplished.
Oh, he absolutely did, man. This is as good as he's ever looked, and he took his time. That's one of the things that Chase Sherman struggled with early. And when you watch, look at this outside kick. Again, his leg was so beat up that he was having to just rush. And once he rushed, boom, Sherman lands his big right hand, and now Villanueva is just trying to survive. He's leaning up against the side of the octagon, and then Sherman just throws this massive elbow from in tight. Villanueva goes down. Ref has no choice but to stop the fight. I mean, honestly, that elbow hurt Villanueva, but that was more of I've had enough. You know, Chase Sherman was not going anywhere, and he's fighting beautifully tonight. It was awesome. It was awesome to see.
And there's the reaction in the Chase Sherman corner. Robert Ellis and Michael Sanford. Chase Sherman getting his 3rd UFC win here tonight. The overall winning streak is 4. We'll talk to him after this as the prelims continue live from Jacksonville.
Keep your head up. You in here now? In here now. It's opportunity. Wait, I'm coming. Baby. Good shit. If you need help with anything, you just message me. Stay warrior, baby. that too. It's all biz. Hey, you did a good job staying poised the whole time, though. You stayed real poised.
Well, it's another stacked UFC Fight Night coming up this Saturday. Former title challenger Alistair Overeem faces Plus athlete / knockout artist Walt Harris in the main event. Main card, a 9 p.m. Eastern start on ESPN and ESPN Plus. The prelims on both networks as well, right before at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To make this one official, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Michael Cardoso has called a stop to this contest at 49 seconds of round number 2, declaring the winner by TKO, Chase the Vanilla Gorilla Sherman.
What's up, Chase, man? Congratulations. Is that what you thought the fight would look like? I mean, you look phenomenal in there tonight.
You never know with a new guy like that. You're going to have one or two things. You know, you're going to have somebody that's going to either try to close the distance and come out throwing haymakers to get rid of that nervousness, or he's going to sit back and be patient. He did a good job of being patient, but I think he was a little trigger shy. So it was at my pace. I liked that fight. Yeah, so that's where we were with that.
You know, you didn't discriminate. You went to the body, you went to the head, you went to the legs. Let's take a look at the finish. You look great tonight. I mean, you beat up his lead leg, and then eventually you hurt him here, and he had to rush you, and then you took your time and found the right fights to finish the fight.
Yeah. In the first round, I went back into a bad habit of when he was rushing me, just fading straight back and keeping my chin up instead of shelling up and protecting myself and then throwing the counter. So the second round, that's what I tried to do a little bit more, stay in the pocket, eat it, and work the clinch from there to elbows and knees, and seemed to work.
You know, we talked to you on Tuesday or Monday, and you said the journey since you left the UFC has been awful. And I know it's been tough, but what does right now feel like, getting back into the UFC and having a performance like that?
Oh, man, it feels amazing. I guess the only way I can describe it is like you ever order a 10-piece order of wings and get 11? That's what it feels like right now. It's amazing.
Chase Sherman, congratulations, man, and welcome back to the UFC. Chase Sherman.
I like that. DC will take that extra wing if you want to send it there in Gilroy, California. But Chase Sherman, Paul, 14th knockout in his 15 career MMA wins, and hit super hard but stayed poised and patient. The finish material.
Yeah, and that's really what paid off for him, is not rushing and letting Ike throw a haymaker that would, set him off balance, rock him a little bit. He was patient, stayed back, attacked the legs. That's what stood out to me, John, was how he mixed things up. And then when he got in close range, he's using elbows. When he would put his head down, he was throwing knees up the middle. He was attacking the calf. He went to the body a few times. His boxing looked sharp. I mean, that's as good as you can look for your second stint in the UFC.
Well, given everything that has transpired in his life, you can't help but feel good for Chase Sherman to produce that result here tonight to begin.